Hi class. So here is another set of factoring problems that we go through. This set of problems, they deal with trinomials. Trinomials are three terms. Also, they're quadratics, meaning it's x squared, okay? So there's two types of trinomial quadratics that we factor. The first type are where your a is equal to 1, meaning that the number here is 1. In other words, we don't see a number there, but it's there, it's 1. Okay? So to factor these type of problems, we are going to first think about what does my answer have to look like? Well, to factor, you know that your answer has to have two set of parentheses. And for this one, to get the x squared, I'm just going to have x and x. Then I'm going to have two numbers here. What are those two numbers? They are going to be very strategic. You have to first look for numbers that multiply together that give you 20. At the same time, those two numbers, the same numbers, have to add up to 9. So let's see. 20 has a bunch of factors, right? For example, I'll write out the factors here. I won't always do this, but just since it's the first one I'm doing. So to get 20, I know you have 2 times 10 gives you 20, but it's not going to work because 2 plus 10 is 12. I need to have 9. So I have to think of two other numbers. Let's see, 4 times 5 also gives me 20. And 4 plus 5, is it equal to 9? Yes, it is. So that's it. Those are my numbers, 4 and 5. How do I use these numbers? Well, I'm going to finish off the problem by saying x plus 4 and x plus 5. And then that's it. It's factored. For this problem, still keep going, I'm going to show you how you can check if this in fact is the factor form. So we can do that by distributing it back out, by foiling it back out. So x times x is x squared, and then x times 5 is 5x. 4 times x is 4x, and then 4 times 5 is 20. And then let's go ahead and put the middle two terms together, like terms together. 5 plus 4 is 9. That's the reason why we were strategic about it. Okay, so it checks out. Anyway, my factored form is that. Okay, so let's try the next one. So we have here x, so two numbers that multiply together. I'm thinking ahead now. That multiply together, that give me 18. At the same time, the same two numbers have to be added up to 9. Let's see. I like to use this little x method. So 18 and 9. Well, 9 times 2 is 18, but 9 plus 2 is 11. That ain't going to work. How about 6 and 3? 6 times 3 is 18, and 6 plus 3 is 9. So that works. So 6 and 3. So we can also say that x plus 6 is a factor, and x plus 3 is also a factor. Okay? Just going to keep going, okay? So on this one, if you are having a bit of a hard time to find the factors of 24, for example, I know 24, you can have 12 times 2, 6 times 4, 8 times 3, I think so. Or 7 times 3, my bad. 7 times 3. See? It's 24. 7 times 4 is 28. That's, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Let's see, 24. Anyway, see, like on me, I can say, you might have a hard time finding factors of 24. So I'll show you in Desmos how you can find those factors. So what you're going to do is 24 divided by x, and then you're going to go ahead and factor it, press the table, and then just look, and then press on the last button, and then just keep pressing enter, and then you should see, I was right, 8 times 3. Okay, well, anyway, here's a bunch of factors that you can use. I'm trying to look for the ones that add up to 10. Well, 4 and 6, that's 10, right? Because 4 plus 6 is 10. that's exactly the reason why. So there you go. So this one, the ones that are like really small, simple numbers kind of have a harder time to find the factors. But this one, look at this, x plus 1 and x plus 1. Because 1 times 1 gives you the 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. And then when you have something like this, usually we end up writing this to say x plus 1 squared. Okay? Right, I'm just going to go through these really quickly. So 6, that's 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. This one is x plus 6 times 5. Yeah, 6 times 5 is 30. 6 plus 5 is 11. 2 more. Might as well just finish them off. So you have here x plus, I think 7 times 8, right? Let's check. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 plus 8 is 15. No, that's not going to work. What else? What else is going to give me 18? Well, I'm going to turn it into a table in decimals. So 56 divided by x, and then we're going to just press that, press it, turn it into a table, and then press on the last button. We're looking for 18, okay? Sum of 18. There it is, 4 and 14. Who knew? So x plus 4, and then x plus 14. I do want to make a little note here and say that you can write it 4 first, or you can write the 14 first. That's totally fine, because they're going to end up being multiply that to give you this back. Okay, last one, I'll say x plus 11 and x plus 6. You can look at that. All right, so the next set of problems I have here are where the signs are a little different. So the first one I had plus plus, right? Plus plus, all positives. Here I have a positive and a negative. So what you have to ask yourself is, well, what times what gives me negative 18, right? What times what gives me negative 18? At the same time, they have to add up to positive 3. So the only way I can get a negative product is by having a positive number and a negative number, okay? So we can say 6 times negative 3 gives you negative 18. And then at the same time, let's see, 6 plus negative 3, is it positive 3? Yep, so it all checks out. So you have here x plus 6, and then x minus 3. Okay, so that's going to be our thinking here. So you know that you have to have a negative product. So 4 times negative 2 gives me negative 8, and then 4 minus 2 gives me 2. So this is going to be x plus 4, and then x minus 2. Okay, I am running out of time on this video, so I'm going to go ahead and do the next 2 sets real quick, and then I do have the answer key on Schoology, so you guys can check there. Okay, so the next set of problems that I have here is where I have a positive product. So there's 2 ways to get a positive product, right? You can do a positive times a positive gives you a positive, and a negative times a negative also gives you a positive. And this is the one I'm going to use because I need my sum to also be negative. Okay, so we're going to say this is 24 and then negative 11. So what times what gives you positive 24? Negative 8 and negative 3. Not going to get me this time. Negative 8 and negative 3. Let me show you. So negative 8 times negative 3 is positive 24. At the same time, negative 8 plus negative 3 gives me negative 11. So that works. So my answer is going to be x minus 8 and then x minus 3. For this one, it's going to be negative 7 and negative 7, because negative times negative is a positive, 49. Negative 7 plus negative 7 is negative 14. There's that. This one right here, I would say negative 9 times negative 8. Yep. And then negative 9 plus negative 8 is 17. Yeah, that's what I needed. So negative 9 and x minus 8. There you go. I'll do this last one. 50. So I think I got it. Negative 10 and negative 5. There you go. Negative 10 times negative 5 is positive 50. And then negative 10 minus 5 is negative 15. Okay? And then, quickly, I'm running out of time. The last set of problem that I have here is when you have negative, negative. Okay? So, again, the only way to get a negative product, two numbers multiplied together to get a negative, one has to be positive, one has to be negative. Okay? So, to get a negative 3, one has to be positive and one has to be negative, but the bigger negative number has to be the negative one. I'll see what. So this is negative 2. So 3, well, there's only one. It's a prime number, so it's it's going to be 1 and negative 3. If you put positive 3 and negative 1, that would give you positive 2. I don't want that. I want negative 2. So that's what that is. So you have x plus 1 and x minus 3. Here I would have x minus 10 and then x plus 3. Positive, negative. There you go. So again, when I'm thinking ahead, the only way I can get a negative is to have positive and a negative, and then the bigger number has to be negative because of the negative 2. So 9 and 7. 9 minus, oh, I forgot the x. 7 minus 9 is negative 2. Okay? Alright guys, I'm going to stop the video here, and thanks for watching. Bye.